Foreign travel can not only get you to a beautiful beach, but it also can get you in some pretty hot water when it comes to working for the federal government and your security clearance. I'm Lisa with Easy Federal Resumes and more, and I'm going to show you how to be smarter than I was. It's been a while since I gave you my update on my security clearance renewal process. Who would have thought it would take this long? Well, there was yet another hiccup. I love to travel, and my preferred mode of travel is to cruise. It's all inclusive. I love it. I don't have to be the travel guide for anyone. I don't have to be the cruise director. I don't have to be the maid. I love it. I can't say enough about cruising. But irrespective of pandemic, I love to cruise. Years after completing my internship and after getting a good footing on my position as well as money under my feet, I took myself and my children on a cruise, and in doing so, it became a part of our every year or every other year vacation. Going on a cruise involves the usual steps such as planning to make the trip, making reservations and packing your luggage, and putting in that extra pair of stretch pants because everyone puts on several pounds eating from each and every buffet restaurant on the ship. Of course, it's a week. You gotta do it. Now, we are witnessing global threats constantly evolving around the world, and employees of the federal government, like myself, who hold a security clearance, we are responsible both directly and indirectly for protecting the sensitive information that is critical to the mission that we work on. We must avoid personal and professional harm. Now, I had no reason to think that there was a fraction of my responsibility that I was not being responsible for when I went on vacation. After all, I was going on a cruise. Since I did not need a passport in order to do so, I didn't think twice about the necessity for me to report my travel.
I didn't know. I simply thought that there was some sort of collaboration
between the U.S. Department of State and the receiving country that made it a smooth transition. All I know is I was going on a cruise. Well, my friend, it became apparent that there is not, because I reported on my security clearance, a renewal, mind you, that I had not been out of the country in the last 3 years, and they protested. Wrong answer. Now, it wasn't because they're my Facebook friends, or are they? Let me tell you, you never know. The Security Executive Agent Directive 3 requires all covered individuals who've been found eligible for access to a classified information, which again is myself, regardless of whether or not that person has been indoctrinated and has access to classified national security information. They must report all foreign travel. So that 6-hour stop in Cozumel to, of course, visit the tequila factory, as well as that day we docked in the Dominican Republic. Yep, those were foreign countries. What was I thinking? I was not smart, but you can be. It is a requirement that prior to foreign travel under SEAD 3, that covered personnel such as myself report that travel and review travel advisories as well as attend a briefing where I could have received information on counterintelligence, force protection, and anti-terrorism risks. This short briefing lets us know what to do in case of emergencies on foreign soil. It also discusses security trends and the things that the government wants their employees to watch out for while they're out and about enjoying their time abroad. They also inform travelers on what situations they need to report when they come back. If anything reportable does happen, we must report it. Making reporting foreign travel and requiring the briefing is our Uncle Sam's way to send us, his kids, out to play safely in the world, which, as we know, can be a dangerous place, like it or not, vacation or not. So what happened to Lisa since she didn't do this? Well, after a stern scolding, I was required to submit the information on each and every country I entered and the date, which required me, yes, to go back and track every cruise and pull up the itinerary and dates that we went on. It was then I was required to also answer a series of questions about each location reported. Those questions were you questioned, searched, or otherwise detained other than a formal, normal custom requirements by the local customs or security service officials when entering or leaving the foreign country? Second question, were you involved in any encounters with the police? Next, were you contacted by or in contact with any person known or suspected of being involved or associated with foreign intelligence, terrorists, security, or military organizations? 4, were you involved in any counterintelligence or security issues not reported? Fifth question. 5, were you contacted by or in contact with anyone exhibiting excessive knowledge or undue interest in you or your job? 6, were you contacted by or in contact with anyone attempting to obtain classified information or unclassified sensitive information? Number 7, were you threatened, coerced, or pressured in any way to cooperate with a foreign government official or foreign intelligence security service? Number 8, rounding it up, did you establish continuous contact with a foreign national as described under foreign contact? And we're going to touch a little bit about that later, but for me, I was able to report none of those instances occurred. And I would most assuredly never neglect my responsibilities to report this again. Now, if you think this is a little bit too much in my business, no doubt it is, but it's for a reason. This is how espionage happens in the ranks of our own government. A sexy damsel in distress who thinks your jokes are also funny. You're hysterical, Frank. Or in Cozumel, a buff attendant waiting for Stella to get her groove back. It happens. They know it, and come on, quite honestly, you know it does as well. But not when you are in the moment. Right now, you're in the application process, and your goal is to get hired. Get your foot in the door. Now is still the time to prepare yourself, much like I discussed in my video about nepotism. We're family here on this channel, and you might not have known that travel matters, but now you do, and you're prepared. Even if you're currently not working for the federal government, those excursions that you plan to go on or have going on, and those associations that you've made abroad, make sure that when you travel, you're safe, and you're keeping our country safe too. Ask yourself those critical questions that I listed out for you. Better yet, make them a part of your travel guide. Should you travel or go on a cruise and see me in that buffet line, make sure that you save your itinerary. It'll make reporting on your security clearance so much easier, as will those electric waistband pants. Easy, Federal, and More is all about this, making you smarter. And in this instance, you're smarter than I was. Now, what happened to completing my process for my security clearance? It's still going on. And so will we. That's it for today. Bye-bye for now.